Hello, and welcome back to Lamplight City here on Buto Plays Whatever. In our previous episode, we got around going to various places trying to solve the case of Albert Martin. We left off by going through the, the Dupree's house? Yeah, the Dupree's house, going around this way. Talked to everybody, went through everything, found a couple of random things, but really not too much to go on. I was also thinking, man, I've been pressing the issue. I gotta really start thinking things on through. And when it comes to this game, I've already lost one of my main leads, which was Albert Martin's mother. Big apology to that lady. She got really mad, threw me on out, and I think that's gonna have some ramifications. So I'm gonna try to take things a little more professional when we start the rest of this investigating, and we're gonna start, of course, talking to the brother, who is Looney Tunes High right now at the time being. So let's go ahead and talk to Andrew Montgomery.
I have some questions for you.
I have some questions for you, crazy.
Goody.
Alright. Tell me about your mother.
What can you tell me about Madame Dupre?
She came back from the dead. I couldn't believe it. My mother, resurrected, just like Jesus.
Okay.
Yes. I heard you're the one who accused Mr. Martin of the crime.
Oh, no, I already talked to the police about that. I don't want to think about it right now.
Well, what about yourself
How
there,
do you
buddy?
typically spend your days, Mr. Montgomery? What are your interests?
Oh, a little of this and a little of that. Nothing as exciting as what you do, I'm sure. Ooh, tell me, do most bad people start crying when you catch them? I'll bet it's a laugh riot to see them sobbing away.
No, Mr. Montgomery, most of them don't.
Well, that's a real shame, isn't it?
Okay. Can you tell me about your sister?
What can you tell me about your sister, Juliet?
I'm reminded of a famous quote, Mr. Fordham. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Let us part on good terms and avoid the subject altogether, please.
Oh, okay. What about your
That's
parrot?
a rather exotic bird you've got.
I like looking at him. He has such pretty colors, doesn't he?
That he does.
You know, I've always wondered what he might taste like. Is that bad, do you think?
I really couldn't say, Mr. Montgomery.
Oh god. Yeah, he's definitely
I
he's
found this
definitely
bottle
raging
of
here.
pills upstairs. Are they yours?
Yes, I take those from time to time when I'm feeling tired.
You seem to be out.
Yes, that is a pity.
Where do you usually acquire them?
Oh, they're available by mail order only. I'll have to remember to request some later.
Thanks for your time.
No, thank you for yours.
This is ridiculous. He won't be of any use in this state. If it takes him as long to snap out of it as it takes you, we'll be waiting around here until noontime tomorrow. There has to be a way to bring him back to his senses. Maybe that quack outside knows something of use.
Oh, I can talk to the bird now, huh?
Who's a pretty bird?
Ray's a pretty bird.
Your name's Ray? Okay.
Polly want a cracker?
No, thank you.
Pieces of 8?
Bye, matey.
Okay,
So long,
I already said
birdie.
that.
Bye-bye.
Alright. So we gotta bring him around somehow. Let's talk to the doctor.
Doctor, may I ask you a few questions?
Please be my guest.
What about Madame
Tell me about
Dupree?
Madame Dupre.
She is a great woman and a pillar of the community. I cannot imagine why something like this could happen to her, or how someone could be capable of such a barbaric feat. Though this ordeal has been terrible, I am confident she will overcome. The power of her physical constitution is surpassed only by her strength of character.
Do you think he'd say the same things if
Okay.
he wasn't on her payroll? I highly doubt it.
What about her death?
What were the circumstances surrounding Madame Dupre's supposed death?
Her son, Andrew, sent for me a few days ago after finding her unconscious and unresponsive. As I was unable to detect a pulse or breath, I had no other recourse but to declare her deceased. I judged that Madame Dupre had likely suffered a sudden cardiac arrest. It was most shocking to be proven wrong at a funeral.
I can
I
imagine.
imagine so,
Where was the
dude.
funeral
Yeah.
held, by the way?
St. Denis Cemetery. Madame Dupre wished to be interred in the tomb of her father's family, name of Chesterton.
Perhaps I'll go have a look.
Okay. What about the post-trauma
Did you
exam?
examine Madame Dupre after she reanimated?
Of course. Physically, she appeared to be in fine health aside from minor dehydration. I found no marks or bruising on her body. Mentally is a different story, however. She's remained in an unresponsive state ever since.
Do you have any opinions on what caused Madame Dupre to appear dead?
The most likely cause I can imagine is some sort of poison or toxin.
Really?
What leads you to believe Madame Dupre was poisoned?
The symptoms she experienced were consistent with prior cases of poisoning I've studied. And didn't the young man arrested have ties to some kind of black magic cult? There have been reported cases of these practitioners using poisons to make people appear dead, then commanding them to do their bidding.
I've actually heard of that.
Reading about a man in the West Indies who was given tetrodotoxin.
That's how they came up with the whole zombie thing.
Declared dead and buried. He appeared alive in his village some
I don't know, but 20 years later, that seems ludicrous.
Doesn't that seem a bit
Yeah.
far-fetched to you, Doctor?
Facts are facts, Mr. Fordham. Surely someone in your line of work can appreciate that.
You have a clue about
How long
yourself
have you
before
been
we ask
Madame
about the
Dupre's private
sedatives.
physician?
5 years, and I've been practicing medicine for the past 30. I still spend a couple of days a week treating patients at Riverview Asylum.
Oh, good. Maybe if you're lucky, he could be your doctor someday.
30 years is quite a long time. You must have seen some incredible advances in the field of medicine.
I have, yes. I can only wonder how things will change with all this talk of ethericity. There's speculation it can be used to restore necrotic tissue and instantly heal broken bones, among other things. If you ask me, a good bloodletting will never go out of fashion.
Oh, okay. Sure.
May I ask exactly what kind of sedative you gave Andrew?
A simple tincture of laudanum. It's what I give all my nervous patients.
He seems a bit out of sorts.
Hot? Meat kettle.
It can have that effect, but it usually wears off in half a day or so.
Is there a way to bring him out of his condition sooner?
A stimulant would have the opposite effect, but I wouldn't recommend mixing the two. It could have potentially harmful effects on his heart.
Oh, of course. I wasn't planning on doing anything of the sort. I was just curious.
It's cute how you act like you have no experience in these matters. It's almost convincing.
Okay. So
Those are all the
some sort
questions
of
I've got for
upper
now.
for his downer.
I hope I answered them adequately.
Okay.
Well, I can't deny that the evidence against Mr. Martin is somewhat damning. If his mother was so sure of his innocence, she'd surely have explained what all those things behind the curtain were. I don't think Upton will appreciate being proven
Back
wrong.
to that curtain.
But like Fellow
God darn
said,
it.
facts are facts.
All right. So, looking now ahead to what, the cemetery? To look for some more clues. So let's head on over to this, the cemetery. All right. Oh,
Ah, St. Denis Cemetery. Best view in the city. It's just a shame none of the residents can enjoy it.
I think I'm buried around here somewhere. Wonder how the old gravestone is doing these days. Nice view of the river from up here. You can hardly even see the cloud of smog over the chum.
can I look at any of these? Okay. What,
I don't know him. Must be a recent addition to the force. Well, at least he won't recognize you.
Okay. Hello.
Good day to you, officer.
Good day, sir. How may I be of assistance?
Nice day through a walk through the cemetery?
It was a nice day to be walking around the cemetery, wouldn't you agree?
I guess, if you're into that sort of thing. Personally, the noise those bugs are making is starting to drive me crazy.
Okay. Can I get in that tomb?
Would you mind letting me in the tomb, please?
Afraid I can't do that, sir. This tomb is currently part of a police investigation and ain't available for visits until further notice.
But it's my dear departed Aunt Hester's birthday. I think I saw some... Yeah, somebody's being mugged. Right? You'd have to
I
investigate
think I saw
that.
someone being mugged at the front entrance.
Nice try, sir, but that's clearly a bunch of bull. You're just trying to get me to step away so you can go inside the tomb.
What? No, I would never do such a
Oh,
thing.
In any case, there's another officer stationed at the entrance, so if there was somebody being
Why is there so
mugged,
many
he'd
officers
see
at
it
this
for
freaking
sure.
cemetery?
Well, at the very least, it's nice to see the department is hiring competent officers who aren't easily fooled.
Okay.
Good day to you, officer.
Afraid I ain't got time for idle chat, sir.
Yeah,
Please,
okay.
move along.
Alright, let's move along. So we gotta get in there. Oh. Let's see if we can use our police connection. Constance. Constance!
Can we talk?
Go on, I'm listening.
Oh yeah, now you're listening. Let's review the case.
I wanted to go over the case with you.
Okay, what have you got?
What do you know about this,
Madame Dupre's son isn't being very helpful.
Is he refusing to talk?
More like incapable. The family doctor has him pretty well drugged to the gills. I need to find some way to perk him up.
Well, you know, we are in a coffee house.
I have a
No.
feeling it will take something a touch more powerful than coffee.
Alright. Cemetery
I seem
officer.
to have hit a roadblock. There's an officer posted at Dupre's family tomb, and he won't let me in.
Makes sense. Who's the officer?
I've never seen him before. He's young, has a small scar over his left eye, and a distinct Dixie accent.
Ah, yes, that would be Officer Grant. He's only been with the department for about 2 months. I don't know a lot about him, but he's already got the reputation for being the type of policeman who'd go out of his way to help old ladies cross the street. Typical Southern gentleman, it seems. Perhaps you can use that to your advantage?
Okay.
That's enough about the case for now.
Okay.
Alright. In the
That's it, I
conversation.
think.
I'm not gonna wrap this
Then
case
you'd
up
better
just
get
yet.
back to it.
Alright, so we gotta distract this guy somehow. I don't think she would help. She's busy. Old lady's cuckoo right now. In there. What about my wife? Oh, hello, honey. What are you up to, my
I'm
dear?
here.
It's always nice to see you walk through that door. So what's this big case Upton's got you on? Another missing pet?
If only. A Gascon Grand Dame was attacked and almost interred alive.
You mean Madame Dupre? The one whose obituary was in the paper?
The very same.
Goodness, that does sound serious. Tell me if there's anything I can do to help. I know you haven't been feeling your best lately.
You're always a help to me, Addie. Though I assure you I have this well in hand.
I certainly hope so.
Okay. Wifey poo.
Addie?
Yes, dear?
Oh, yeah, distracting the officer. Let's ask if she knows anything about the lady
Do you know
first,
anything about Madame Dupre?
I've read that the Dupres are one of the few wealthy families that exclusively employ real people to serve. Rather commendable,
people?
don't you think?
You mean there's fake people?
Yes. It makes it even more baffling why she was attacked. Have you heard any gossip from your clients? Anything about who might have wanted to harm her?
Nothing. She's held in the highest regard by the other Grand Dames. If she had actually died, I'd have expected them to petition her canonization.
Baby, you mind doing
I
something
was
for me?
wondering if you could do me a favor.
What is it?
There's an officer posted in front of Madame Dupre's family tomb, and I need to get a look inside. Could you use your wiles and charm to distract him?
My wiles and charm,
Well, you are irresistible, darling. I'm sure he wouldn't turn away a lady in need. Say you've gotten lost in the cemetery and ask him to show you the way out.
Should we really be tricking a police officer like that?
There's no harm in it, and I won't be but a moment inside. It's in a good cause.
All right, let's go then.
Let's go.
Excuse me, officer. I was wondering if you could help me?
What do you want?
I seem to have gotten all turned around. Do you have any idea how to get to the front gate?
My suggestion would be to turn around and head back the way you came.
Yes, I've tried that, but I seem to just be going in circles. Perhaps you could point me in the right direction?
Stop right there. That's quite enough from you.
I
What?
beg your pardon.
Don't think I can't tell what your game is. You're trying to lure me away from here and into some alley where your gang of Sambos is gonna rob me
What?
blind. Exactly how many of them have you got
kinda
lying
racist,
in
bro.
wait for poor, unsuspecting fools you bring them?
Just one.
That's my wife.
And he doesn't appreciate you talking to his wife that way.
You know, Miles, sometimes I forget how absolutely delightful it is to watch you lose your head.
Miles, was that really necessary?
I'm sorry, Addie. You know how I get with people whose minds are full of that rubbish.
Let's just get him out of sight before this lands both of us in jail.
Indeed.
That bush over there should work.
Let's hide the body.
I have to say, I wasn't expecting assaulting a policeman to be on today's activity list.
It'll be fine. When you're on the force as long as I was, you can pretty much get away with murder.
Although I think you may have already used up that privilege.
Ooh,
Well,
zingers from the
it's
dead
been
man.
Fun,
Who's in my
but
skull.
I need to take my wiles and charm over to my appointment with Mrs. Lefebvre. I'll see you at home later, dear. Try to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, I won't beat up anybody else today, baby. I swear. Okay, time to investigate in here. Wait a minute. Alright, hold on a second. Sorry about that. I love phone calls. Let's head on into this tomb. What do we got here? Is this the Weeping Angel?
What a dramatic statue. I'm rather surprised no one has defaced it. Hang on. You don't suppose this is...
Clues!
Surprise, surprise! A hidden compartment with a stash of pills inside. Seems Mr. Montgomery has a little business on the side.
Nice. Alright, so what else is going on in here? What's
That
this?
nest is full of eggs. But where's the mother bird?
Perhaps she abandoned it.
Always assuming the worst, aren't you, Miles? I suppose the whole heaven shining down upon the tomb motif is good for the dead people's self-esteem.
What do we got here?
This must be what was going to be Madame Dupre's final resting place.
I don't see anything inside.
What, were you expecting a note from her attacker?
No, but I was hoping for some kind of clue at the very least.
Indeed. I can't get any closer.
This must be what...
I don't see any...
What?
No.
So what is
Dale
all this?
Chesterton, 1795 to 1843. A good man. Rest in peace. Sarah Chesterton, 1784 to 1812.
I told you I was sick.
Jane Scott Chesterton, 1746 to 1815. Ab Eterno. Celine, 1823 to 1844. Taken too soon. Rest ye with the angels.
Huh.
Desmond Chesterton, 1745 to 1810.
Celine.
Strong in life, stronger in death.
Why didn't I have a last
Celine,
name?
18. John Patrick Chesterton, 1740 to 1825. Patriarch, leader, family man. William Arthur Chesterton, 1770 to 1837. Gone but never forgotten. Douglas Chesterton, 1791 to 1840. Good riddance.
These crypts are reserved for future generations.
There are only
Then let's hope the Chestertons...
Okay. Huh. That's where that doesn't have a
Celine.
last name. Just Celine. Okay. So we got the pill stash of Mr. Pillhead. Let's head on back over there, see if we can't question him now. So what are the Dupree? Head on up to the Dupree household. Don't mind me. Just gonna get some answers. Working my magic, work my mojo. Alright there, buddy. It's time to talk, brother.
I have some questions for you.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, goody indeed. Vigor
You'll
pills.
never believe what I found in your family's tomb.
Oh? Was it a ghost?
No, it was these vigor pills. You wouldn't happen to know how they got there, would you?
I see you really are good at your job, aren't you, Mr. Fordham?
Look, Andrew, I'm in no mood for games.
What you're doing is highly illegal. I have no choice to report you to the police. I'm willing to overlook your unlawful activities in exchange for your cooperation. Just be quiet and take one of these pills. Ah. Okay. Not gonna do this. Simply because forcing someone to take pills doesn't exactly seem like a good way to handle business. After previous events concerning somebody's mother. What you're doing is highly illegal. I have no choice. So that's kind of like strong-arming him. And quite honestly, it's like this guy, he could, I don't know, he could straight say something like, you know, those aren't my pills, I don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. Like, maybe a little bit of cooperation?
I'm willing to overlook your unlawful activities in exchange for your cooperation.
fine, but you have to understand, I'm not exactly feeling myself right now.
I understand perfectly, which is why I need you to take one of these pills.
I suppose one
smooth.
would help.
Smooth.
Thank you. My goodness, I always forget how fast those pills work. My heart is racing. You said you had questions, didn't you? Well, go on, ask them already. We mustn't waste any more time.
Well,
Oh, he's all
that seems to
freaking
have done the
amped
trick.
up now.
I just hope we haven't doomed him to a heart attack.
Yeah, seriously. All right. Tell me about your
What
mother.
Can you tell me about Madame Dupre?
I can't believe anyone would be so cruel as to do what that wretched bastard Martin did to her. Mother is kind and generous, and everyone loves her. She's even good enough to hire actual people to do the housework. Not many wealthy families do that, you know. They just use automated machines or hire servants to operate the manual ones.
How do you typically spend your days, Mr. Montgomery? What are your interests?
I study pharmacology at the university. I'll be graduating next year if all goes well. I just hope Mother has recovered enough by then to understand what's going on. She and
Pharmacology,
Sean
huh?
were so proud of me when I started university. I'd be so disappointed if she couldn't see me finish.
Jean. Who's
I
Jean?
take it Jean is your stepfather.
Jean.
He is. Mother married him 5 years after my father died of consumption.
My condolences. Do you have a good relationship with him?
Not terribly. Truth is, I hardly ever see him. In fact, before the funeral, I hadn't seen him at all this month.
Where is he now?
Really?
I don't know for certain, but it seems likely he's at his hunting cabin.
His hunting cabin.
Yes, he often goes there. It's his way of leaving polite society behind and spending time with his thoughts. Considering what Mother just went through, well, I would guess that's where he's gone. Although, to be honest, I don't know why he's not here with Mother in her time of need.
Why do people
Indeed.
run away from their problems instead of facing them? Why, Miles?
Shut
Do
your
you
mouth,
know where
Bill.
his cabin is?
Afraid not. I don't share his passions, so I never cared much to accompany him on his outings.
All right. Can you tell me about Juliet?
What can you tell me about your sister, Juliet?
Juliet, smart as a whip and just as forgiving. She's a fighter, that one. Despite being the only woman in her class, she's managed to rank at the top.
Impressive.
I only wish Mother was more accepting of Juliet going to university. But you don't want to hear about boring family matters, I'm sure.
What? No.
Oh, but family matters are my favorite. It's always so reassuring to know how much worse off everyone else is.
Okay, tell me about your
What
mother's
exactly
death.
were the circumstances leading up to your mother's supposed death?
A few days ago, I arrived home from school and found her collapsed on the floor. She wasn't breathing, so I immediately contacted Dr. Fellows. He examined her and pronounced her dead. We were all completely shocked. I was devastated. She'd been in fine health. In fact, she'd just been out riding that morning. You can imagine our surprise at the funeral when she sprang back to life.
Okay. Servants?
What's your relationship with the servants like?
Relationship? I don't have one with them. They're servants. Mother always made it clear that they weren't part of the family, just help. We've only got 2 on staff right now, though, the kitchen girl and the gardener.
All right. What's your thoughts on Mr.
How is
Albert
it you know
Martin?
Albert Martin?
He works at the greenhouse where my sister Juliet does her research. The 2 of them were involved romantically, and Mother didn't like that at all. I heard their fights. They were ghastly.
What exactly made you suspect he was the one responsible for what happened to your mother?
Well, I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? His mother's a notorious voodoo witch. Those people do all sorts of awful things to our kind. It's all out of spite, you know. He knew Mother disapproved of his relationship with Juliet, so he plotted to get rid of her.
What about
That's
the
a
parrot?
rather exotic bird you've got.
Yes, Ray is nice when he's quiet. But get him started and it's tough to shut him up.
Who trained him?
I think he already knew some phrases when Mother bought him. She's managed to teach him a few new ones, though.
So, you're running some kind of pill business on the side.
I'm providing a service, Mr. Fordham. Not everyone in this life is as lucky as I am. People pay top crown for luxuries like airship tickets and social club memberships. medicine should be affordable to all. Dr. Tennyson has a patent on the energy pill formula and thus a monopoly on the market. That means he can charge whatever he wants. Students use these kinds of pills all the time, you know. Academic rigors can be overwhelming, and concentrating can be difficult without help sometimes. I've got the skills and the equipment. If I can replicate the formula, help my fellow students, and sell them at a much more reasonable price, why shouldn't I?
There's the fact that what you're doing is illegal.
Oh, you're starting to sound just like Mother. And just because it's illegal doesn't mean it's immoral. I can think of plenty of examples where the opposite is true.
You're probably the most altruistic person I've met all month.
The sad part is it's true.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
Interesting. So, you know any other words?
Who's a pretty bird?
Quack! Ray's a pretty bird.
Polly want a cracker?
No, thank you. Quack!
Pieces of 8?
Hi, matey. Quack!
Okay.
Who's a pretty bird?
Quack! Ray.
Okay.
So long.
Quack!
Let's head on over here. Just for a memento. See if this lady's got anything new to say. Amelia!
Amelie?
Yes? What is it? We mustn't be seen talking.
Hush your mouth. Jean Dupree. Jean.
Anything you can tell me about Jean?
I hardly ever see him. Only at dinner. He's scared of Madam, and so he finds any reason to get out of the house and
What?
stay away as long as he can.
Scared of her?
Oh, it's true. You should see him when they're in private. Like a shamed puppy that dirtied the carpet.
Interesting.
What?
Do you have any idea why Jean is so afraid of Madame Dupre?
If he's seen the same things we have, then yes.
What kind of things?
No, I spoke out of turn. Forget I said anything.
Amelie, listen to me. A potentially innocent man's life is on the line. If I don't find out who attacked Madame Dupre, he's as good as dead. So if there are any facts or details you know that I don't, you need to tell me.
I can't.
You can. I'm not with the police. If Madame Dupre did something wrong, I'm not going to look the other way. Trust me, I'm on your side.
Madam beats the servants.
What?
I think she even does it for fun. I hear the screams sometimes. I don't know how anyone else in the family doesn't. Maybe they do and just ignore it. I don't know. But if Mr. Dupre knows what she do, it explains why he's so scared of her.
Did Madame Dupre ever abuse you?
No, I was lucky, but some of the others weren't.
Like who? I need details, Amelie.
The old gardener, Guy Dumas, and one of the maids, Celine. I saw Madame going after them the most. Don't know what they did to deserve it, but I would see her walk by in a rage, whip in one hand and a book in the other.
A book? What book?
Oh, I don't know. I can't read, so I don't know what it said on the cover. But it's the same color as the stew spice I always use. Don't know what she used it for, but she always had it with her, just before a beating.
Really?
Maybe she'd recite them some of her terrible poetry. I'm sure that was torture enough.
Okay, so she's got a book.
Tell me
Can you
more
tell me
about
about
Guy and
this?
Celine.
They were deeply in love with each other. I used to hear them talk about how they wanted to run away together.
What happened to them?
I don't know. One day they were here, and then one day they weren't.
Do you think Madame Dupre may have done something to them?
I couldn't say for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if she had. Please, let's not talk about this anymore.
Thank you, Amelie. I appreciate your time.
Okay, well, Celine
You're welcome.
was
Now please, let me
was
get
the
back
name
to
on
work.
that one crypt.
Looks like the type of spices you'd use in a stew. Most likely paprika or turmeric. Nice variety of reds and oranges.
Reds and
Yeah,
oranges.
looks like gumbo's on.
Let's head upstairs and see if we can't find this book. The beating book. This was her room, right? I think. So, well, hello.
Well, this should be the book Amelie mentioned. Well.
Oh, well,
what
hello.
have we here?
A whip. And it has dried blood on it. How ghastly.
This house is just full of secrets, isn't it?
We have another clue. Okay, so casebook. Clues, tweezers, a bloody whip. Documents, okay. And suspects, just Albert Martin, man. Okay. So, is there anything else in here?
That's an old uniform. From the turn of the century, this must be...
Is there anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay. So nothing going on there. This guy's apparently replicating pills in his room. Maybe we should investigate that just for half a minute. Really don't know why I can't use tweezers on this.
Locked.
Oh, this isn't this room. Is there anything else in here?
I've never seen so many...
No. No, nothing in the desk drawers.
They're all empty. How unusual.
Not to mention disappointing.
Okay. So this was his laboratory? Yeah, it brings us all back to this, man. Still. Still have not figured this on out yet, though. Okay. There's got to be a clue about that. I just yet to figure it out yet. Wait a minute. What did her... There wasn't any... It was just the regular chords on this, right? On this note. Yeah, there's no C majors or anything. It's like, can't flip it. Okay. So we got a bloody whip. I wonder if he knows anything about it.
I have some questions for you.
All right.
Guy Dumas.
Did you know Guy Dumas?
The old gardener? Sure, I knew him. We didn't talk very much. He was just a servant after all, but he seemed like a nice man. He stopped coming around about 2 months ago. Too bad, really. He did a good job of keeping the gardens looking nice. The new one is all right, but he just doesn't have that special touch Guy did.
Were you familiar with a servant named Celine?
Yes, I believe she was one of the maids. I didn't talk to her very much. Oh, she quit not so long ago. At least I assume she did. I haven't seen her in about 3 months.
Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
My pleasure. Okay. Let's head out into here. So can I talk to this guy?
Doctor, may I ask you a few questions?
Please be my guest.
Jean
Tell me what you know
Dupré.
about Jean Dupré.
I'd rather not speak of him. Madame Dupré does not need to be agitated any further.
I take it you don't look very favorably upon him, then.
I'll just say this. If my wife had been attacked and left for dead, you can be sure I wouldn't leave her side.
What a gentleman. He doesn't even leave women who aren't his wife.
I see what you mean. Do you know where I might find him?
I only wish I did.
Those are all the questions I've got for now.
I hope I answered them adequately.
Indeed. Okay. Okay, so... She beats them. What? There was definitely a gravestone with the name Celine up on it.
Celine, 1823 to 1844. Taken too soon. Rest ye with the angels.
You don't suppose...
Nah.
Yo, what? What are you? Wait.
This must be...
I don't see anything in...
What? Were you expecting a note?
No, but... Celine.
Nah.
Oh my god. Really? Balderdash.
Perhaps she abandoned...
Always assuming...
Okay. Alright. Let's go talk to the other sibling. And see if she knows anything about the whereabouts of her stepfather. Yo, Juliet.
Hello again, Miss Montgomery. Mind answering a few more questions?
Hello, Mr. Fordham. Not at all.
Indeed.
What can you tell me about your brother?
Andrew, Mama's precious little boy. If you've met him, you pretty much know all you need to. He's had the whole world handed to him on a silver platter. But he's in for a rude awakening someday. Mother can only provide for him for so long.
What about Jean?
Is there anything you can tell me about your stepfather, Jean?
He's a kind man. I don't really see him too often. He seemed rather upset at Mother's funeral, but I can't help but wonder if he feels the same way as I do about her death.
What do you mean?
Just that I get the distinct impression that he and Mother's marriage isn't as perfect as they'd like it to appear.
I'm starting to sense a trend here.
Indeed.
Your brother told me that Jean enjoys hunting. Do you know where his cabin is?
Yes, it's in Fenton Swamp. I went out there with him a few times,
There we go.
but I didn't really enjoy it. Frankly, the place is rather grotesque. All those stuffed trophies staring at you with their cold, dead eyes. Plants are much nicer to have around. Anyway, if you take the main road through the swamp about 1.5 miles, you'll come upon a small dirt path that goes northeast. Take that until you see a small cabin on the left. That's it.
Thank you for the information, Miss Montgomery.
Alright. What can you tell me
Do you
about
know
these
Guy
two?
Dumas?
Yes, he was one of our servants. He used to enjoy reading my books, as well as Andrew's.
When did you see him last?
Just last week, he came by to see me and asked to borrow some books.
Do you know where I might be able to find him?
Not really. I get the impression that he moves around frequently. But I can tell him you're looking for him next time I see him, if you like.
Please do. Although hopefully I'll be able to find him before then. Were you friends with Celine, the maid?
Yes, I was quite fond of Celine. She was so sweet and interesting to talk to. One day, she just left the house with no explanation. Mother said it was because she had found work elsewhere. I was terribly saddened. I wish I'd had the chance to say goodbye to her, at least. What's your interest in her?
Oh, I was just curious, that's all. No more questions for now.
Then if you don't mind, I have work to do.
Okay. So we got the whereabouts of her stepfather. But what is going on with the beatings? Interesting. But I think that's going to have to do for today, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed today's episode, go ahead and leave a like, comment on down below, subscribe if you're not subscribed. When we come on back, I believe we should be able to go and see... I mean, we got his whereabouts now, so we'll go see the stepfather, hopefully, and get some answers from him and see if he knows anything about the whereabouts of the two missing servants. But yeah. Intriguing. Maybe we'll actually be able to crack this case. I don't know. I'm still upset about peeving off Mr. Albert's mother. So, I don't know. Maybe we can still pull this through. But, until then, everybody, you take it easy. And I'll see you around. Peace.